Hi guys, it's Rod, and in today's video I'm going to cover Facebook custom conversions. So I'm going to talk about what custom conversions are, how you can use them in your ads, what the benefits are, like how they can give you better information and allow you to optimize your ads better. So this is part one of a two-part video series. So in this video I'm just going to focus on how you can create the conversions and a couple of ways that you can use them. And in the next video, I'm going to show you how you can use those custom conversions to further optimize your ad set delivery. And that's going to also include how to reconfigure your web events, which is a little more of a technical topic, which is why I've spread things into two videos. So as usual, if you like this content, please go ahead, click the like button and then click subscribe. I'd really appreciate your support. And without any further ado, let's jump into it. So, what is a custom conversion? Well, essentially a custom conversion is an event that's outside of the standard events that occur within your Facebook Ads Manager. So, just to give you an example, I'm going to flick over to a client account here and show you some standard events that are sent from a customer website to Facebook via the Pixel. I'll just show you how to get into these events firstly on my own account. So you click the hamburger icon and then you go to Events Manager. And once you're in the Events Manager, you will see that you've got these events that occur via either the Pixel or the Conversions API. So that's everything that I've got configured on my own account. I don't have it connected to an e-commerce store, which is why it's pretty limited. So I'll show you how it looks in a client account. So here's a client account with a bunch of additional events. So these are pretty standard for e-commerce. So you'll see page view, view content, initiate checkout, add to cart, add payment info, purchase. And you might have some other events here as well. So where do these events here, firstly, where do they come from? Well, they come via the Facebook Pixel. So if you've got a Shopify store, a Neato store, BigCommerce, anything like that, Magento, you're going to have a standard Pixel integration, which is going to include code that will send these events back to Facebook as visitors interact with your website, make purchases, visit product pages, etc. So I'll just briefly show you firstly how that information gets there. So for example, this view content event, I'm going to show you how that actually ends up going back to Facebook. So to do that, I'm going to flick over to my friend Nathan's website here for costumes.com.au. Now to see the events, you need to have the Facebook Pixel Helper installed. So you can configure that and install it for either Chrome or for Microsoft Edge. And as you see, I'm on a product page here. And I don't know that Nathan does any Facebook ads, but anyway, he's got the Pixel installed. So you can see there is an event here that's been fired. So there's a page view event that's been fired, but there's also a view content event. And that event, it sends back what type of content it is, firstly, and the content ID is the value, the currency, etc. And that information then ends up going back to Facebook and it gets aggregated in the Events Manager. So I'm going to show you how you can actually use this to create a custom conversion in a sec. So now that you've seen what a custom conversion event isn't, let's figure out what one is, and I can show you how to configure it and ways that you can use custom conversions to help you see more accurately the results that you're getting from your Facebook ads, but also how you can use it to further optimize your ad sets. So to configure a custom conversion, and that is a conversion that Facebook doesn't already track via the Pixel, just go back in your Events Manager and you just hover over the little plus icon and then you select Custom Conversions. And I'm going to show you how to create two different custom conversions. So I'm going to create one which is really just for a landing page. So let's say you have a business where you're wanting to have people sign up to your email list. So you can create a custom conversion which tracks when people land on the page that people get shown after they sign up for your list. So I'll show you how that works. So to do that, you just click on Create Custom Conversion. I'm going to call this a test conversion. The data source is always from the Pixel, and in this case we're going to use all URL traffic, and we're going to modify or just going to make it so that it's only for a specific page. So let's just use this as an example. So you might have a page which you've given a URL of email sign up success. Now you can enter a conversion value. I'm just going to give it a 1, and then you click create. Now as you can see, that custom conversion event has been created, but there's none that have been received. So this isn't really useful until you actually start receiving these events. So if you do set up a new custom conversion, then you want to have a look within a day or so, depending on what sort of traffic you get to your website. Make sure that you are actually getting some events received. And if you haven't, well, chances are your pixel's not installed properly, or you haven't configured the event correctly. Now, that's one type of custom conversion. I'm going to show you a custom conversion which is more e-commerce related, and how you can set that up. And then I'm going to show you how you can then use that event to give you more insights inside your ads manager as to what conversion events are actually occurring. So to do that, I'm going to flick over to a client ad account. So this is useful. Let's say you've got an e-commerce store, you've got a lot of products, a lot of different categories, and you want to get more insight into sales that occur of a specific category or even for a specific product. So I'm going to show you how you can do that. So we'll call this one a test product conversion. Now, once again, your data source is your pixel, and your conversion event in this case, because I want to know people who have bought a specific product. So we're going to select purchase as the conversion event, and then we're going to add some rules in. So in this case, I'm going to say the event parameters and value contains. Now, where do you get, in this case, I'm going to use the content ID. So the question is, where do you get this content ID from? Well, that's from your pixel helper is one way to get it. So here we are on a product page. So I want to know a purchase that's related to, I want to see how many Mrs. Potato Head Deluxe have been purchased. So here's the content ID that I would use, because I know that's what's being sent back to Facebook. So we put that in your parameter values. And you can put a number of parameter values. So if you want to track sales for a whole category of products, you could put those in there. And then we'll save. And then we're done. And once again, no events received. You want to keep an eye on that to see if you actually are getting some through. Now I'm going to show you in a client account what it looks like when you have a bunch of custom conversion events set up, and what it looks like when you actually do have events received against them. So here we are in a client account. We've got all these custom conversion events set up, and as you can see, we're receiving a lot of data through related to those. So how can you actually use that information? It's great doing it, but how useful is it? Well, you can actually see the number of events that are occurring of your custom conversions inside your ads manager. And you can also use those custom conversion events to further optimize your ad sets for that particular conversion. So I'm going to show you how that looks like inside the ads manager, and we're going to cover how we configure your ad sets to use that custom conversion in the next video. So we won't be covering it in this one. So here we are inside the client ad account. Now to see your custom conversion events, you need to add in their results column. So if you don't have the results column configured, just go to your columns, click customize columns, and then add in results. And then once you're there, where you can see here that we've got these extra custom conversion events other than the usual events that are showing up here. So if you can set up custom conversions for a number of different categories or products, you can see what specific products are being sold through your Facebook ads that you normally wouldn't be able to see. Normally it would just all be lumped under website purchases. So that's really it for this video. I just wanted to cover what custom conversions are, what they aren't, how you create them, how you can then use them to better track the results that are inside your ads manager. Now in the next video, I'm going to cover how you can use custom conversions to further optimize your ad sets. And it's also going to include, there's something that you have to do, which is you have to reconfigure your web events to use those custom conversions. And that's a little more technical. That's why I've separated it into another video. Once that video is up, I'm going to put a link to it in the description for this video. Now, if you found this content useful, please go ahead, click subscribe, hit the like button. I really appreciate your support. And just a housekeeping note, we are taking strategy sessions for people who are interested in improving their results from their Facebook advertising, whether you're already advertising or whether you're wanting to start out. Now, we do have one caveat, which is we only work with people who have an ad spend of $150 a day plus, so it's about $4,500 Australian dollars per month. So if you fall into that category and you want to have a chat about how we might be able to help, then there'll be a link in the description for this video to book in a strategy session and have a chat with me. Now, this is not meant to be a thorough look at what you're doing with your advertising. It's really just to understand what your goals are, what you're currently doing, and see whether we might be a good fit, and then we can work out whether you want to take it from there.